Welcome to Sinking City, a game that was gifted to me by a good friend of the channel, Sake River, and we will now be attempting to play and hopefully not dying. Though it is... Sinking City is a Lovecraftian horror, so, you know, not dying isn't really part of the game. Hopefully that's laudanum. That doesn't look like laudanum. Well, okay then. Dear Mr. Charles Reed, as you requested, I've researched the outburst of hysteria and visions in the city of Oakmont, Mass. It turns out that your assumptions were correct. Such cases were indeed more frequent here. Men and women from across the country are drawn to Oakmont, haunted by visions similar to yours. A city drowning in the presence of something great yet unknown. As luck has it, I believe we have stumbled upon the source of your ailment, and the person who might help you with it. Prepare yourself, then come to Oakmont as soon as you can. I will meet you here to help you on your way. Cordially, James Vanderberg. All right. C for casebook. T for information. Yeah, there's our frosty welcome, not much else. How do...
Never trust a tourist advertisement.
Oakmont, Monolith National Park, is waiting for you. I think it is waiting for us. I don't think it's the way we want it to wait for us. Oh. Okay, so we've got timed searches. I don't think that's how the inside of a gun is supposed to look. Then again, you aren't supposed to look down the barrel, so I have just killed myself.
Something tells me I will.
Okay, how do picture... I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with that. Alright, let's just leave it for now. Sure, we can come back.
Now get out.
Friendly, are we?
At last, Mr. Charles Reed. What a pleasure to finally meet you in the flesh.
Nice to meet you.
Johannes Vanderberg, at your service. I did promise to meet you the moment you arrived.
Ah, much obliged, Mr. Vanderberg. I guess I didn't expect you to mean so literally.
Please call me Johannes. But where are my manners? Welcome to the proud city of Oakmont. Alas, now is not its finest hour, though it is its most important.
About my problem.
You said you know someone who can help me with my problem. Visions have been getting worse.
Such vividness of dreams is not uncommon here in Oakmont. By chance, the man I spoke of, Robert Throgmorton, is already at the port. He has dedicated a lot of time and effort to investigate this issue. Alas, I fear he has a more pressing matter on his hands.
How can I find Mr. Throgmorton?
Don't worry, you can't miss him. Throgmorton tends to stand out from the crowd.
I need somewhere to stay.
I'll need a place to lay my head while I'm here. Any recommendations?
Fear not. I've already feathered a nest for you. There's a room in your name at the Devil's Reef Hotel. Here's the key.
Sounds charming.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mr. Reed.
How do I get to Devil's Reef?
What's the best way to get around Oakmont? I'd like to drop my things at the hotel.
Most locals go by foot or by boat. I've got the latter sorted for you. There's one waiting outside the port.
You're too kind, Johannes. Can you steer me towards the Devil's Reef?
Take this map. I've marked the hotel and a few other key places.
Other places? Like what?
You're a private eye, yes? Well, I've highlighted the police station, city archive, newspaper. Places you'll need to get to the truth. This city is insular. Its ways mysterious. No one will take you by the hand, so you better know where to turn in search of a lead.
How do you fill your days, Mr. Vanderberg?
I host a philosophy club for the like-minded intelligentsia, gathering seeds of thought, like moths drawn to a flame.
Does Oakmont really have much of a market for philosophy these days?
There is no consciousness without pain, Mr. Reed. No better moment for clarity than times of hardship.
Oh, that's it for now, I think. Thanks for helping me get my bearings.
No. The pleasure was mine, Mr. Reed.
Oh, before you go, how can I get in touch with you later?
Don't worry about that. I'm the kind of man who finds you.
Aspect of the moth is the aspect of the seeker. Aspect of the flame is the aspect of truth. And I expect quite a bit of that kind of symbology, because I believe... Interesting. I expect quite a bit of that symbology, because I believe that is Lovecraftian in origin. Could be wrong, though. Maybe we don't just walk into the water there.
The end is nigh. It will begin again. What is down comes up. The seed is sowed.
Good to know. I understand that's the way I'm supposed to go, but is there other stuff? What is that? That is not a... Is that an armadillo? No, that has too many legs. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. I think I saw 3 legs on the side. I assume that's both sides. 6 legs. What is that? Arthropod? It's like not really much back here right now. Oh. But there is a police zone.
Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it?
Is the massive glowing green spot?
Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it?
I guess I'd have to...
This helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it?
Okay, let's get away from that helmet. 'Cause I think that's draining my blue bar. Or at least looking at it was draining my blue bar.
Can't catch a mackerel since those Innsmouthers took over the fishing business.
Do you like it here, newcomer? Well, get used to it. No one leaves Oakmont nowadays.
Where's your Oberon, huh, Titania?
Something that way. Alright. Over to where I probably should be going.
I don't care about your petty excuses. No one leaves the port until my son is found, and that is final.
Excuse me. Are you Robert Throgmorton?
I am, but not interested. Go away.
The name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator, just arrived from Boston. I was told you might be able to help me.
Private investigator, you say? Well, perhaps we can help each other.
You are a monkey.
If I may ask, what happened to your son?
Why do you care? What's your angle, outsider?
Well, like I said, I'm a PI. Finding people is kind of my specialty.
Is it? Well, Albert was part of a deep-sea expedition I commissioned. This useless fool over here says he found Albert washed ashore in a lifeboat. Says he was barely conscious, out of his mind, talking gibberish in some other language. That he even tried to bite him.
And you don't believe him?
Complete malarkey. I know my Albert. I raised him strong and smart, the best of his kind. It couldn't have been him. Albert's disappearance is the work of Innsmouthers. Mark my words.
I don't have anywhere to mark those words. What about the visions?
I've heard you're the man to speak to about visions, outbreaks of hysteria. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it myself.
Another newcomer with another problem. Yes, I know what you speak of.
Can I ask you a few questions?
How dare you? My son Albert is missing, and no one in this Innsmouther-ridden city will do a damn thing. But yes, let's talk about your dreams.
Call him out on
Forgive
his
the
looks.
question, but I've never met a man quite like you before.
That's because no man measures up to the Throgmorton lineage. Proud and powerful blood flows through our veins. My father united with a certain royal family, which has blessed all our offspring with these exquisite features.
Who are the Innsmouthers?
I take it you're not the biggest fan of these Innsmouthers.
Those fish-faced freaks have overrun this city since the police burned Innsmouth to the ground. But now, those filthy migrants occupy half this damn city. The port, Grimhaven Bay, Salvation Harbor, the shells, they are everywhere.
So they're just refugees.
Hardly. They've taken work from the local fishermen. They stir and agitate against us, the Throgmorton family. We are the pillar of this community, not to mention that crime rates have skyrocketed. Simply speaking, they are a big stinking pile of trouble.
I can try and find your son.
Mr. Throgmorton, let me help you. I'm rather good at tracking down missing people. I'll find Albert.
What makes you think you can do it? Oakmont is not exactly friendly to new arrivals.
Let's just say I tend to see things that others miss. And anyway, what have you got to lose? Sounds like you could use every man you can get.
Vera. You have a point, newcomer.
Vera?
Sorry, did you just say Vera? What does that mean?
You had better get used to the Oakmont dialect, outsider. That is, if you want to fit in. It is a fascinating blend. Vera means fine. I was saying, we have a deal.
I see. Thank you. I need to know more about what happened to Albert.
Tane, did you not listen at all? I already told you everything. After leaving on the expedition, Albert was found on the shore in a lifeboat. This fisherman supposedly brought him to the house, and then left to call me. But when I arrived here, my son was nowhere to be seen.
Anything else?
Clearly, something suspicious occurred inside the house. I suggest you stop dawdling and go see for yourself.
All right. Where's the lifeboat?
You mentioned a lifeboat. Is it still around?
Yes. Face the house, then to the left is a beach that borders a fence. You'll find it there.
Ah, the one we looked at before.
Where's the house where this all happened?
For Kay's sake, I thought you were a private eye. We're standing right in front of it.
As much as I'm enjoying the weather, Mr. Throgmorton, it's time for me to get started.
Find my son, newcomer, and be quick about it.
All right, so the first one was the little boat that we had down here. By the police state, probably this one. You guys got anything
Don't
to
do
say?
anything stupid, newcomer. And keep your hands where I can see them.
I've said everything I know.
Nothing I can see from here. Let's... Yeah, we don't need a flashlight for this. I mean, this definitely doesn't look great, but I'm not going to say that it looks like someone got drug out and hidden as a corpse. We are getting shell casings, though.
This dog mat looks better than the owner's bed.
I mean, yeah. Gotta treat your pets
The
well.
book is damp and damaged, but clearly well cared for.
Three up. Up left, down right. Probably gonna be something to do with that on the... Oh, hello.
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
Hello? Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, my head. What? Who are you? Are you police? I've already told them everything.
It's okay. I'm Charles Reed, Private Eye. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son.
Oh, okay. What do you want?
I want to know what happened here. Every detail.
I don't remember much. Me, Paul, and Lewis. We were here. This is our house. Barry was outside on his business. Then he came back carrying Throgmorton's son. He was unconscious, barely breathing. Barry left again to call Mr. Robert.
Then what?
We put the guy in Lewis's room. Then he started to make these horrible sounds and... Okay. My head began to burst. And he woke up. And after that, I don't remember a thing. Just dreams. Drowned streets, a sleeping giant, a voice that called me...
That sounds familiar. Tell me about yourself.
Name's Will Hammond. I'm a fisherman. We all are. Live here together. Me, poor fella Paul, Barry, and Innsmouther Lewis Flynn. We moved here after the flood. I worked on the railroad, but the rail ain't kicking anymore, so I started fishing. It was add or starve.
Where are all the other guys?
That's Paul there on the floor. Kay be with him. Barry's outside with Mr. Throgmorton. Lucky rascal missed everything. And I have no idea what Lewis or Throgmorton's son got to. Starting to suspect the worst.
Who is this K you keep mentioning?
Outsiders, show some respect. Kay is our lord, our light, our love.
Sorry, I didn't know. Do you know how Paul died?
I don't know. When I pulled myself together, he was already gone. Kay, have mercy on his soul.
I'll leave you to it. Take care of yourself, Will.
Please, detective, sir, tell me the truth. Could it be me? Did I kill Paul? Or Kay, did I kill him?
I don't know yet, Will. The police will stop anyone coming in or out of here, so I suggest you just try and get some rest.
I'm afraid of what I might dream.
Alright, so the dreams are well known. What did I take?
Choo-choo.
And it was from that moment we knew he had autism.
I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp.
Oh, that hurt my sanity.
5 cards short of a full house. I'm surprised they don't have someone's portrait here. Seems like Prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont too much.
Alright, we're in Prohibition.
So, that's what an Innsmouther looks like.
Fishy.
Glenna, Nehri, Glenna, Gebheil, Nugulain,
What?
Glenna, Nehri, Glenna, Gebheil, Nugulain,
Oh. I'm hearing things whisper. Hello, old chap.
Join in, newcomer. Praise the sea with us.
I think I'm good.
There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee.
Oh, there we go. We found enough clues.
Take this, ape face.
Alright, Innsmouth are probably attacked.
What's happening?
Yeah, so this will be first. He raised up off the ground. I guess the fish guy looked to attack him? The Innsmouther?
Yeah, run!
Okay, let's see what we have here.
Yeah, Run!
Okay, so it's gonna be 1, 2, 3.
Take this. Yeah, run!
When Albert Throgmorton woke up, he was not himself. He attacked the fishermen, and his hysteria spread to them. When he got wounded, he fled.
Well, that crow wasn't ominous. Combine the clues. Yeah, alright. Ah, okay. Combine clues to make deductions. Okay. Detect the feud. No, these don't go together. So attacked the fisherman because he was unstable. Albert Throckmorton was dangerous and posed a threat to Lewis Flynn and his fellow fishermen. All right. The feud. Fled the fisherman's house. Oh, combine this with... Really? And he's missing, maybe? Or the shot without warning, probably. No? Okay. Okay. Apparently I'm just absolutely terrible. Spread some sort of psychic influence. Yep. Suffer hysteria. Fled wounded. Shot... I'm just bad at this. Albert and the fisherman named Lewis fled the scene after the fight in the house. I can track them using my supernatural sense. Okay, so certain things don't actually go to anything. The anti-Throgmorton sentiment, as an Innsmouther, Lewis and his people suffered at the hands of the Throgmortons. That could be a reason to hate him. Okay, but we already know he went insane. More
So,
spent
the fisherman
casings.
pursued Albert, even let off a few shots.
Climbed.
Even though Albert was wounded, he managed to climb that high. Robert wasn't exaggerating when he said he raised him strong.
Ooh, searchable. With nothing in it.
There's something in the pocket.
Lewis, please, just give me one more week. I know I owe you, but I'm underwater like everyone else right now. I don't yet have enough stock to operate the bar smoothly with the fuzz snooping about the port. But don't worry, I've struck a nice deal with the proper people and should have a steady supply channel soon. Just one more week and I'll return everything with double interest. Peter.
The blood is fresh. Whomever it belongs to could not have gotten far.
So he obviously went downstairs. I'm going to make a quick check up here. Gunpowder, so we're definitely going to be doing some crafting. Is this a fish processing line? I guess so. Make sure I'm not going to miss anything before we go.
Door won't budge.
Probably should read Paglocks. Shot and melee attack that.
One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate.
You aren't of this world, you foul creature. And another one that was already dead. Did its body just... Okay. Back to the Mine Palace. Louis the Innsmouther that killed Albert Throgmorton may be hiding in the bar. Really? Louis may have wanted Albert dead. Louis may have wanted to kill Albert outright because he was a Throgmorton rather than just drive him off. Alright, well, let's go check on him in the bar. Barkeep. I feel like that's inside the place and not actually where I'm... Yeah. Alright, where's the bar? I think it was down and then right. I think this building is the bar, so we'll check the back area first. Don't think there was much back here, so yeah. Can we do the jump? That actually took health damage. Alright, there's falling damage. Alright, Mayday Potato.
You look familiar, but old Billy hasn't seen you around.
Stay alert! Monsters lurk underground. They're everywhere.
Ugh, I'll miss the carpenter's food giveaway with this darn port closure.
Come closer, troubled soul. Let me tell you what your future holds.
You're some kind of, fortune teller?
Yes, my dear, yes. Oh, it's so clear. Your path holds many surprises, newcomer.
Do tell, do tell.
Really? Like what?
Not so fast, newcomer. I see many things. For a small fee, I'll tell you some of them.
Alright, how much? $1?
Your money has no value here, newcomer. After the flood, Oakmonters deal in the practical. Booze, smokes, and bullets. And I'll make it easier for you. I don't smoke.
Alright.
Let's hear what my future holds.
Good. Let me focus. The sea will be generous in the coming days. Many gifts delivered, and many will regret partaking.
I don't think I follow.
I see old and new, A hard heart against an iron will. Whoever wins, you win too. But you'll only see that from inside a metal cage. And tall pillars, circled by the dead. A race from one to the next, as time itself laughs.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
You are welcome. I can't wait to see what you do.
Welcome to Under the Keel. What do you want?
Lewis Flynn.
I'm looking for a man by the name of Lewis Flynn. Any chance he's here?
Yeah. Even if I knew, I don't rat to newcomers.
As it happens, I know you owe a debt to Mr. Flynn. Trouble is, I found your note near the dead body of Albert Throgmorton, son of Robert. So, it seems Lewis is in trouble. Might have even come here to hide. But you hand him over, and he won't be back to collect what you owe. Get me?
Throg. That would explain the blood. Fine. If it gets me out of this mess, you can have him.
So?
He's upstairs. Here's the key. You gotta promise to deal with him, once and for all. But save the shooting for outside, huh?
Smart man. There's your good deed for the day.
And I've seen some creatures around here.
I've seen some unsettling creatures around. Like nothing I've ever encountered. What are they?
So you met a wild beast, newcomer. No one knows what they are, but consider yourself lucky to still be in one piece. They arrived in the flood. Some say they come from the sea. Others that they are Kay's punishment for us.
And what do you say?
If it bleeds, you can kill it. Keep your gun handy. And if you want to erase the memory, I sell a perfect cure right here. Remember, better to be a coward and live than brave and dead. Unless you're a newcomer.
Bye.
Fair enough. Let's see if I can check out what's back here. Loot. I definitely didn't steal from you.
Don't do that again.
Are you threatening me?
What the? Get the... Oh.
Probably gonna be that room.
Hey, who are you? What are you doing?
Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Throg. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
How did it all happen?
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. Though I told him that it would only bring bad luck. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throgmorton would give us for saving his son. But that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us. After that, can't remember a thing.
You killed Albert. Why?
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
I can't remember it. When he woke, it was like a bloody mist descended over me. First thing I recall after is that darn warehouse and me covered in blood. I had no idea what happened, though. I suspected it had something to do with that ape. Turns out, I was right.
Why do you look like that? You're just gonna offend everyone today.
What kind of... why do you... your face, it's,
Oh, so you're here to attack me just 'cause I look different to you? Wanna spit on me, whisper to your friends? What's new?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't know how to ask. I've just never met someone like you before. I didn't mean any offense.
Innsmouther's bodies were blessed by the sea. You're gonna see a lot of us here, so you better get over it. We are proud of who we are.
Your actions look deliberate.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. A fatal shot to the head, a hidden body. One might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
Why do you hate the Throckmortons?
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. We just needed a place to stay. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine. The city denied it all.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. And those Throgmortons in their high castle only made our life harder, always conspiring behind our backs, always setting people against us. I'd love to see them suffer like we suffered.
What's a grand family?
You mentioned a grand family. What do you mean?
So you're a newcomer, huh? Explains a lot.
Yeah, a newcomer with a gun. Answer the question.
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition and reputation. The head honchos of Oakmont are called the Grand Families. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld, the Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And let me guess, the Throgmortons.
Right, those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left to protect us Innsmouthers.
Why did we threaten him with the gun right there? What did that accomplish?
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throgmorton about me. I know I'm in no position to ask. I didn't want to do whatever it is I did. Honest, have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
This is not exactly cut and dry. I need some time to think.
Perhaps I can offer something to grease your grinds. I still have a few bullets on me.
You think you're the first person to offer me a bribe?
Please, Mr. Reed.
Don't try my patience further, Mr. Flynn.
Oh, hold on. There we go. I do think he was in some way mentally affected. But blind rage doesn't cause you to execute someone and then hang them from meat hooks in a basement. Because of the execution and hanging by meat hooks, I think he was aware. I also think that he's going to be found either way. So even in the case that we did think that he was just under an influence and he wouldn't have killed the guy anyway. Because I think he was under enough of an influence that he wouldn't have done it normally. I think that part is very clear. But we also need Throgmorton on our side.
Mr. Throgmorton, I've encountered something.
What? I don't have all day.
Some unusual creatures, and they sure weren't friendly.
You've seen a wild beast, Mr. Reed. I'm somewhat surprised to see you still alive. Those unsettling things appeared after the flood. I've commissioned a few studies on them, but we know little more than when we started. They're aggressive, but fortunately, not immune to gunfire.
Yeah, I learned that firsthand.
Try to avoid them when possible. And when you can't, keep your weapons handy.
I don't feel good about this, but
Mr.
he did murder.
I'm afraid I have bad news.
No.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry, but he was murdered. Shot in the head and the body hidden.
No. It cannot be true. No, no, no. I don't believe it. No.
I've tracked down your son's murderer.
Where? Who is he?
This is not a situation I can lie in.
Just as I suspected, the Innsmouther Lewis is responsible for your son's murder. He's hiding at the local bar. Just ask the bartender. Seems like he had a bone to pick with your family and took it out on Albert.
No.
That scum won't be getting off easy.
He was slightly
The
insane.
whole city shall see what happens when you cross the Throgmortons. Justice, bittersweet as it is, shall be served. It's rare for a newcomer to make himself so useful. Thank you.
Mr. Throgmorton, I hate to press you, but do you think you could help me now?
Yes, you've earned it. Kay, to think a newcomer barely off the boat solves a crime the police couldn't, but I digress. Remind me, what brought you to Oakmont?
I think I'm going mad, Mr. Throgmorton. I see things, visions, and I needed to stop. I was drawn here, or guided, or I don't know. But I believe the source of this madness is here, in Oakmont.
You're not wrong, Mr. Reed. An inexplicable hysteria spread through Oakmont after the flood. I funded an expedition to explore recent geological activity that may be responsible.
Geological?
A geological expedition? I'm not sure I follow.
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness have the same source. As above, so below. So I sent men to find out.
And that's where your son died.
Do these cases of hysteria involve shared visions as well?
Since the flood, many Oakmonters have had similar nightmares. Indeed, Professor Doe, the expedition leader, complained of them herself.
Waterlogged ruins with unnatural architecture, a sleeping giant, drowned streets, and a voice calling from the depths.
Her words exactly. She proposed the expedition, desperately wanting to find the cause.
You mentioned the flood. You think it's more than just a natural disaster?
You weren't here, Mr. Reed. What happened defied scientific explanation.
Has your expedition found anything?
I do not know. Albert was part of it. His passing cannot be coincidence. Why was he alone at the port? And where are the others?
You think your son was killed because the expedition uncovered something?
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news for a week, then Albert, the only one I could trust, comes ashore and is killed.
It does sound suspicious.
Mr. Reed, I want you to find out what's going on. I expect you're as interested in the expedition's results as I am.
If I'm going to look into this, I'll need to know more. Where should I start?
I'll give you the address of the expedition's headquarters and a key.
That's all you can tell me?
Let me be clear, Reed. You do not speak to me like that again.
I'm sorry, Mr. Throckmorton. I just meant the more I know, the better.
I am a busy man. I funded the research, but left all preparations to Professor Doe and Albert. When you've finished, come see me at the Throgmorton family manor. It's in Old Grove. Here, I'll show you.
What about my expenses?
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, you've earned some compensation for your work here at the port. I'll also include a fair advance in bullets.
Bullets?
The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood, Oakmont returned to bartering. Bullets mean more than bills.
Fair enough. Ooh, and antipsychotics. Laudanum. And now we head out, which I assume is going to be this way. Oh, Lord, there's a map. All right. All right.